Hey everyone, if you just saw my statue of Rallos Zek takedown in Kael Drakkel, 72 boxing on EverQuest, you saw it was a fairly easy fight. Once you get the statue slowed, wasn't much of a big deal. So now we're going to move on to Idol of Rallos Zek on our eventual journey to the Avatar of War. If you're just starting to follow on this channel, I am 72 boxing on EverQuest. Everyone is level 60. We do not have AAs. We are in the Scars of Velious expansion. I am Dave of Daveland, and this is how I like to play EverQuest. If you like what you've been seeing, please smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel, and please share with your friends because this is a lot of fun. We should show more people how to do this. In the description box below, there is a full setup guide on how to do this yourself, so that you can also enjoy playing EverQuest pretty much however you want, whether you play one character, 6 characters, I don't know, 18, 72. Totally up to you. There are a few videos on my channel that show how to do not only setting up the emulator, but also how to change the rules and other considerations to make the game more fun for you. If maybe you don't like playing on live, or you just want to do stuff that you can't necessarily do on live. So we are going to work our way back into where the statue had spawned. So we're going to come back into the, I guess this is the temple in Kael. And apologies for not having a run speed buff. The problem is that I have 15 buffs on many of my characters, so a run speed buff won't work. And so therefore we have to run slowly. So we're just going to work our way back here and kill everything. And I didn't realize the Armors of Zek spawned again with statue not up. That's interesting. Oh, we lost Jed. Jed is a cleric and Jed is down. So what we'll do is at the end of the fight we'll just summon. Oh, losing a couple. Oh no, it's Bria's inventory is full. So Bria is my looter, and I haven't emptied her inventory in a very long time. This raid comprises of 3 tank groups, 4 caster groups, and 5 melee DPS groups. It's kind of strategically situated in a way so that I can handle just about any situation in kind of early EverQuest. You can see Gamparse is running. I'm actually going to turn Gamparse off during this because it is distracting. I'll turn it back. I'll check out the parse later on if it makes sense to. You can always check out the parse when we get to Idol. Okay, so we have what's this guy? Oh, he's coming through the wall. Oh, that's where the secret door is. Okay, so there's a secret wall right here. If you have never done Idol of Rallos Zek, or if you have done them and you've always sat in the arena while the pullers have taken care of things, there's actually a hidden wall right here that goes into the hallway that leads to the arena, and this is what will take you to Idol of Rallos Zek and eventually the Avatar of War. The Avatar of War spawns in Kael Arena. It's an open PvP zone, so I don't recommend fighting him in there. You can easily kill each other being your friends or your fellow boxes. So we're just going to work our way down this hallway, and Idol spawns right about here, and we're going to get to him, and he has more hit point. I guess what happens is they get gradually harder, and Avatar is a real nonsense kind of mob. I mean, I think he's up there with Vulak. He just doesn't have any special moves. He flurries, but he just hits like a truck, and his accuracy is like through the roof. So he like never miss. He seems to like never miss. He's one of those fewer fights where like having armor class almost doesn't matter. You just need a ton of hit points and a really fast complete heal chain. But we're not at him yet. We're going to Idol first. And I'll show you Idol stats when we get to him. Idol of Rallos Zek does not drop any loot. He's more of a gateway mob to get you to Avatar of War. I think in the original EverQuest, Avatar of War was meant to be unkillable. And a bunch of people showed up, and I guess the complete heal chain had been invented by... I forgot her name. I believe she was a gnome cleric on Lucklin. If she wasn't on Lucklin, she was on a server where at least I had heard of her. I was on Lucklin way back in the day. And they invented the complete heal chain and took out Avatar of War. And he didn't drop any loot. And people were like, WTF, like, where's this guy's loot? This guy's impossible. And then I guess Sony or whoever was, I don't know if Variant or Sony was running the game at the time, but they were like, oh, I guess we got to give him some loot. And then he got, the Blade of Carnage and all that stuff. And please verify my story, because this is what I heard, and I'm not, I'm not an EverQuest savant. It's just, I may be good at this boxing crap, but like, it's not crap, it's fun. But I don't know all the stories behind EverQuest, and to be fair, I was really bad at the game when the game was young, and when I was young, I was 17 or 18 in 19. I guess I was 18 in 1999. So, playing MMOs was not really on the forefront of my mind. Kind of finishing high school and going to college was more my thing, and so I wasn't really good at this game. I played a paladin and I was terrible, and I eventually switched to wizard later on. I'm a really good solo wizard in the early days. Usually the top DPS in most of my raiding guilds, but I was a terrible paladin. When I 6-box on live, which I still do sometimes, I have 6 lifetime accounts that I got. I forget what year it was, 2016 maybe, when they offered them. I bought 6 accounts, and I have my 6th group, which is Shadow Knight, Enchanter, Cleric, Bard, Mage, Wizard. And I plan on doing progression through all the expansions, maybe, or at least get to the max level and gear up. I haven't really decided. I like kind of doing what I'm doing here. All right, here's Idol of Rallos Zek. He's shorter than I remember him. Could have sworn he was taller. Isn't that what like Leia says to Luke when he comes in dressed as a stormtrooper? Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper? Well, I don't know how he fit in that outfit if he was short for a stormtrooper. So we're going to shrink everyone down, and for whatever reason, Randy did not shrink. That's okay. I'm just going to met up real quick, and let's go see the stats of Idol of Rallos Zek. Give me 1 sec to bring it up. All right, this is the Idol of Rallos Zek, and he has 650,000 hit points, which puts him in more hit points than any dragon in North Temple of Ishan, except for Vulak. I believe Vulak has short of 900k. He's also the final boss of the expansion, so that makes sense. Idol of Rallos Zek is slowable. He doesn't rampage. He doesn't flurry. He doesn't really seem to have anything special about him. He does hit really hard. And he attacks fairly fast. But he only attacks twice per round. His accuracy is as high as Avatar of War. I believe Avatar of War also has 800 accuracy, so he will not be missing. And I don't know if his strength has any, if it's going to factor much into how hard he hits. I don't know how stats work for monsters, but I imagine he's going to be tough. His best resist to hit him with is going to be fire. 180 is fairly high still, I guess, at least for wizards. So I'm going to use my lures. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do /NS big fire, and I'm going to do not wizards. So /not pipe character wizards. So everyone's going to use big fire except the wizards. And then for wizards, I'm going to use a lure fire. And that way they're going to hopefully hit him pretty hard. So let's get everyone's mana. I have my mana key right here. /mana, not bard. We don't care about bard mana right now in this expansion. And bards do not always have full mana, so sometimes they will report having random amounts of mana. You can see in the MacroQuest, what is this voice bar always doing here? I keep closing it and it keeps coming back. That's why it's open. So I had someone comment about my terrible UI setup. It is terrible. I don't really care about my UI. This is the most messy UI game ever, and it's a disaster. It's almost like if you had OCD, you'd probably lose your mind looking at my UI. Anyway, because no one reported their mana, that tells me that everyone's at full mana. So I think we're good to go. I'm just going to reset my disciplines so that my Furious pops back up, and I'm going to nuke any debuffs that I might have on any of my characters, and you can kind of see what these keys do. So this one it uses GM commands to reset AA and discipline timers on everyone. And the nuke debuff, same idea. Uses a GM command, take off all debuffs. This is just what I use at end of fights and sometimes before a fight starts. So we're going to turn on the complete heal chain, which is a macro that I've shown in one of my complete heal videos, one of my setup videos. So it just turned on. We're going to set the timing to 5 seconds. That should be enough. And I think we're ready to go. So let's use our J-Boots on Dave, and it's going to use it on everyone, actually. And just run in and pull Idol. Do this, and we're back up, and we use, wow, he runs really fast. I used Furious. I'm going to pull Dave back into the raid. We're going to start the complete heal chain. I'm going to put him against the wall so there's no push issues. And we're just going to have Dave build up some aggro, because Dave's issue, well, my raid's issue is there's bad aggro management. I think it's because it's something in my scripts. I'm not properly checking for aggro, and because of that, Dave loses aggro very easily. And obviously when that happens, everyone starts getting killed, which is a real pain in the neck. We have like no sound. Turn the sound up a little bit. See if that helps. Okay, so I don't think I'll be able to get a slow off on him. As soon as I said that, I got slow off on him. All right, now he's gonna be pretty cake. What slow is that? Turkers. Okay, it's usually I've actually fought Idol where I'll get him down to like 50% before I get a slow off. So now he's probably gonna be easy. I mean, Turkers is not gonna wear off before the fight's over. I don't think. We'll see. He does have a lot of hit points. I am going to turn off Ali and Meg's macro. Those are my two other warriors. And the reason I'm turning off their macros is because if Dave does die, I need Ali and Meg to pick up the slack, and if they're dead first, well, that doesn't help. And you'll see that in the Avatar of War video once I create that video. I sometimes will need more than one tank, because when defensive goes down, Avatar of War, generally 1 shot or 2 shots a tank. He hits so fast and so hard that even a 3-second complete heal rotation is not good enough to keep Dave up. And you can see Dave has like practically 1700 AC, and this is the old AC system before Daybreak updated to have the 2 numbers there. So this is old AC. And I'm pretty sure 1678 is a good number for Velious at least. I know in Luckland I think you can get towards 2000, but we're not in Luckland, and we don't have some of those really high AC items that you get in Vexthal. So far this fight's going pretty smoothly, and I don't know what happened to my sound. I think it's because I have the volume turned down, but I kind of hear it. Not that you really need sound in EverQuest. But sometimes it's nice to hear who's getting hit. I know of the Idol, I think it sounds like a human getting hit over and over again, but that's the sound effect he makes. I'm going to hit my quick burn macro, which you can tell all my melee to use their offensive disciplines. Will get a little more DPS on him. I also have long burn and full burn. So it's quick burns, long burns, and full burns. And some of them will have the casters use slightly different things. They'll use different spells. But usually that draws a lot of aggro. Why is Ali drawing aggro? I thought I turned off her macro. You know, I'm going to have to turn off their macro before the fight starts, I think, because I think they're not turning auto attack off, and they have, all of my warriors have a Blade of Carnage and the Warrior Epic, so they're all fighting for aggro with their weapons. And the reason I haven't changed Ali and Meg's weapons is because I don't have time to swap weapons if Dave dies. I just have to switch. I have to summon Dave back to the zone, and that causes a complete heal rotation to update what tank it's on. And then I quickly switch to Ali, and then if Ali dies, I quickly switch to Meg. I run the complete heal chain macro on Dave. It's probably a mistake to do that because if Dave leaves the zone, the clerics won't update their tank. So I have a hotkey, number 6, which will summon Dave to Mary. And this just tells Mary to press 8, which is summon Dave. There's probably, I could have just done go to Mary or something to that extent, but I don't know why I didn't do that. I honestly don't know why I didn't do that. It's just poor thought on setup. Maybe I didn't know about the go to command, or there must have been a reason for it. Because I have I have this command which tells everyone to go to Dave. So it doesn't really matter at this point since I don't actually tap to Mary. Oh, looks like Meg died. There goes some beeps. It's okay. Alright, and Idol runs apparently. He's running away, and there will be no loot from this guy, and that's unfortunate. It's sad. He's a it can be a tough fight, but he doesn't drop anything, so we don't have to worry about it. So what I'm going to do now is pause the video while I restart all the macros because it will beep a million times, so just one moment. Alright, I have everyone back, and it looks like Meg is over there, and is she working? Okay, good. So we have everyone. I'm going to just do corpse, delete player corpses to clean everyone up. Now, if you are leaving loot behind on corpses, I would probably not use that command. I think it buries it in Shadow Rest, and you can go there and get them from Plane of Knowledge. I don't have Plane of Knowledge because I'm not there in the game yet. So I would not use corpse delete player corpses if you're using a server setting to drop stuff to the ground. So don't do that. I don't know if that would happen. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's Idol of Rallos Zek and the run to him. Avatar of War spawns beyond that wall. It's a walk-through wall that goes into the arena. It's one way, so if you jump out, you're going to jump right into the Avatar of War's clutches, and he's going to kill you. You can summon him in here if you're a DM and fight him in here. I sometimes do that when I'm bored. But I would probably fight him in the arena. I don't know how to get the whole raid out without dealing with him. You probably get Evacuate or Call the Hero if you're fighting Idol in here. Usually most raids fight Idol, up behind the wall or down here somewhere, and they have pullers deal with it. So what you could do, and I'll show it in my Avatar of War video, is you can pull him from the arena to this corner or down here or behind the wall, which is where I'm going to pull him. So like I said, like what you see, please hit that thumbs up button, share, subscribe, and tell me what else you want to see. And I can go see some of my wonky videos where I summon like 3 Nagafins in boxes and get killed, or 3 Zlandikars, which I actually won. Tell me what else, kind of stuff like that. Someone suggested a bunch of Santalak. I'm not sure I can do that, but I'll try. Until then, I'll see you soon.